Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the 2-episode double finale of Fear the Walking Dead on AMC. And the episodes being Things Bad Begun and Sleigh Ride. Reviewing these 2 episodes together since they are aired together, which makes sense and also just makes it easier on me. Just for one video. But yeah, I know I'm a little bit late reviewing this. It's technically about to be Wednesday, and aired Sunday, but I still wanted to get my thoughts out on it because ever since episode 13, This Land Is Your Land, Fear the Walking Dead has definitely won me back. I was already thinking of season 3, as an improvement over the first 2 seasons. But ever since This Land Is Your Land and onward, I've just been continually impressed and more engaged with it than I ever thought I would be. And again, most of that's thanks to them finally giving Alicia Debnam-Carey a lot more to do on the show. But I think the show is still just improving as a whole overall, in pretty effective ways too. And I really like this finale for the most part. I'm going to be, grading and, talking about it as if it was one big episode. But, I thought both episodes were pretty good. I arguably like the first half even more. The first episode, I mean. It's kind of a weird title, though. Things Bad Begun, I guess. I like how Alicia handled the man that attacked her and the, woman in the truck and everything. It appears like she's still being treated, by the way, I think, unless she was taken off, I'm not sure. But yeah, I liked how Alicia was able to fight them all off and, just how them all, scatter and run. I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty good follow-up to what we know Alicia capable of doing nowadays. And then she's taken in by, Proctor John. Who seems to be our big bad for next season. And I think he's actually played pretty well, and, he's intriguing. He's one of those guys who's instantly kind of creepy, but also at the same time he has a certain amount of charisma and sort of calm, slightly cool factor about him too, so I think he's a pretty good villain, not too over the top or anything. And you definitely feel uneasy whenever he does show up, so I like him so far. And his bond that he tried to force with Alicia is also kind of... but, I liked his stuff nonetheless, and I think he'll only help elevate the show to have a threat like that. I'm glad he wasn't, rushed and, killed at the end of, the very final episode. So I'm glad he's still going to remain a factor in Season 4, as I said. We should also talk about Strand's sort of betrayal, I guess. The deal he made with Proctor John, but he also tried to get Madison, Nick, and Felicia's there out of it in the meantime. But, of course, again, he openly admits it was partially for selfish motive as well. But, I still think they can probably trust Strand overall because I think he does care about them. He doesn't see them as, disposable or, a means to an end like he did initially when we met him in the series. I just don't think Strand's a villain now or anything. But this is definitely one of those morally questionable choices there. But I liked how that was handled. And then you also have Daniel, almost interrogating Nick over what happened to the ranch. And I'm surprised they didn't resort to Daniel trying to beat him around a little bit to get the information out of him. But Daniel's so sharp and just so unfortunately experienced with men lying and sort of just this kind of dark world that he was able to see right through Nick, even when he actually let Nick leave. It's still very clear to him that it was probably Troy that had led the horde to the ranch and everything. But now, as far as Madison killing Troy, that pissed me off like it did pretty much everyone else. Troy was one of the best things about Season 3. He was a contributing factor, I think, to the show's newfound success in this season. Daniel Sharman did a pretty good job throughout, and I was hoping he was going to go on into Season 4, but He didn't. I guess at one point they were actually planning on having him survive and going into the next season, but I guess Dave Erickson or something wanted more closure to that part of the story, so they had Madison kill him now. And I don't know, it made sense why she did, I guess, because no matter how much we like him or the, again, morally gray area we do see with him, we're like hoping enough time has passed, like maybe he can redeem himself now to them. He still did all that, so Madison is still somewhat justified in doing it, especially in this type of world. But at the same time, as a fan, they shouldn't have killed Troy. And I hate Madison, so that makes it even worse. I voiced my distaste for both Madison and Kim Dickens' performance on the show before, so it bugged me to see her actually, kill, one of the best things about the show. But luckily we still have Alicia, a new interesting threat, and Proctor John, Strand, and Nick and Daniel and such. But still, I wish Madison. I cannot speak. I wish Madison would have drowned, or maybe the girl had just shot her in the head when she came up from the water. That would have been fun. But Troy's death, it also sort of lacked impact too. I think it was surprising that they did it when they did. But I wish it had been a more effective scene. It felt kind of quick, too, the way it was done. Just sort of like he wasn't as built up as he actually was, which, he was. So it was a little bit disappointing with that. But the rest of the episode, the rest of the 2 episodes, I thought had a really good pacing to it. I like how they tied everything back to the dam and the importance of that position. And Proctor John, his plan, to go into Texas and everything like that. I'm not explaining it the right way. But I thought that was pretty good. Then Nick actually getting the detonator away from Strand. I thought it was one of probably Frank Delane's best performance on the show so far. See him actually get a little bit emotional, I thought was good. Him blowing it was good, and it did look fairly good when Alicia and Madison, as well as Strand in the boat, were actually being pulled into the dam when it was blown. And I liked the effects of Madison being underwater and such. Again, even though I wanted her to drown. And as far as her flashbacks, she kept on having these visions, sort of this false peace, and everything eventually just crumbled into the violence and darkness that the world is. It's like a holiday thing with the turkey she had mentioned to Strand. We see them all having a great dinner together until we see eventually Jeremiah Otto's head on a plate. But we also do get a little appearance from Cliff Curtis, Travis again, which was nice. Still, I don't really care about Madison, I'm sorry. They're alright though, they did feel a little bit out of place, but they weren't bad. And as well as Strand and Daniel's confrontation, I thought was pretty good as well. And when he shot Daniel, I was like, oh shit, okay, they just killed Daniel. But no, they didn't. It seems like Strand intentionally missed, as to not kill him, but easily could have just been he missed because of the scuffle, and he got off target just enough for Daniel not to be killed by it. And I like Daniel sort of gunning quite a few men down after that. And it's sad to see Lola shot and killed too, because I feel like they had a pretty good connection, almost in a way that him and Ophelia never got to have, so it was sad for him to find her like that. It looks like Daniel and Nick are going to be off together for the start of season 4 anyway, and it looks like Madison, Strand, and Alicia are probably going to be separated. I won't be surprised if Madison and Strand meet up with each other again pretty quickly, but I wouldn't be surprised if Alicia again is on her own for a while to start season 4. And I don't really blame Nick with how he feels about his mother now. I never really did before, but now I was agreeing with Nick's whole rundown of her when they were shut in the room together. But yeah, overall I thought this was a pretty good finale, and it rounded out season 3 in a fairly good way, minus my issues with the Troy thing. I do think this is overall a better, more well put together season than The Walking Dead season 7. And keep in mind, I like The Walking Dead season 7, but I thought this is overall again just more well constructed, more well paced, and I thought some of the characters were more engaging. Not all of them. But we might do a video comparing The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, even though you don't have to, but everyone seems to be doing that nowadays. But I'm just really happy with Fear now. I can't wait for season 4. So yeah, if I'd rate this finale overall, again, putting both episodes together, I'd probably give it, maybe at least like an 8.9, 9 out of 10, or maybe I'd go like a 9.1, somewhere around there. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Catch you guys next time. Peace.